All right, man. Let's talk about Detroit Pistons summer league review game versus the Portland Trailblazers. I stayed up. I caught it last night, but let's talk about it. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. That subscribe button is the bell icon button, and I mean, it was some impressive. I guess Isaiah Stewart is trying to go for the Draymond kind of thing. Strong guy, look a little bit leaner. Played a hell of a game. But first, let me address this, bro. Some people in the comment section talking about, like I said before, it's just the ignorance of people. Like, oh, you just making stuff up about Killian Hayes. I'm not making nothing up. Think about that for a minute. I'm not making up. This is an actual article. This is common sense. I mean, you can put a link in the description. Shit, you literally can put it on the screen. You could play the audio of Dwayne Casey. And niggas still, oh, you hating on Killian. You making stuff up about Killian. What it say? What it say? You say you don't remember. Go kill both of us. Killian Hayes was the number 7 overall pick in 2020. He'll be watched closely by the Pistons front office and coaching staff at the Summer League. James Edwards III's right. It's the Athletics NBA. Verified. The 20-year-old has to dominate or come close to it. That's what it say right here. Right here. It says that he has a team option coming up on Halloween this year. It says it right there. How am I making stuff up? It says it right there. And we all heard what Dwayne Casey said last season in the season. These games next year won't be developmental games for Killian Hayes. I didn't make that up. They said it. They said it. People say, oh, you're just making stuff up. You don't like Killian Hayes. Why do y'all have so much love for bums? I don't get it, bro. Why do y'all got so much love for these bums, bro? You're making stuff up. Say it right there. Right there. You see it highlighted? It's a whole article. Whole article. You're just hating on Killian and then this, that, and the third. It ain't my fault y'all can't read and comprehend. It ain't my fault that y'all can't see the visuals. But I watched the game last night, and the most disappointing thing about the game was Shaden Sharp scoring 2 points and then injuring his shoulder and having an MRI. This is not a good start to his career at all. It's only summer league, but it was already questions about him not playing the whole year, and that's what happened. When you don't play in the real game for a whole year and all that, you are subjected to soft tissue injuries. You're subjected to those shoulder injuries and just injuries because you haven't played the game. It's hard to replicate. Yes, you can run up down the court and play 5-on-5 in practice, but it's different when it's an atmosphere, when it's a live crowd environment. And that was in my opinion, that was the number one thing about this storyline. It wasn't about seeing Jaden Ivey. It wasn't about seeing Jalen Duren, even though they stole the show. It wasn't about seeing Isaiah Stewart. My thing about it was I'm gonna be able to see their development 24/7, on television every day. The thing was I want to see Shaden Sharp. That's what it was. And it really was just looking at Keon Johnson and him ball as well too for the Trailblazers. But that was messed up. That was the number one thing for me was not being able to see Shaden Sharp. That's what you really wanted to see because we'll see Jaden Ivey, and people gonna probably be saying we'll see Jaden Ivey, but we won't get an opportunity to see a lot of Shaden Sharp. But I wanted to see, was he worth the hype? That's what I want to see. Was he worth the hype? Or can we see a little bit of what the hype would be like? And we didn't get a chance to see that yesterday. So, but it's no surprise. It's no surprise. It's no surprise, bro. No surprise whatsoever. Yep. So it don't really surprise me, but yeah, man, it's kind of like messed up. He didn't get his opportunity to to ball out. But hopefully the MRI's all good and he'll be able to. He won't stun his development for this year. But Kay Cunningham went through something similar, got injured in training camp. Well, you got to remember that was a condensed season. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, but that is what it is. I'll just say my piece about Shaden Sharp. I want him to succeed, if Pistons or not. I want to see him. He got a lot of hating, all this, that, and the third. So, it seemed like he, good player. Shout out to Keon Johnson ball last night. But nonetheless, um, nonetheless, Keon Johnson, he looked pretty good last night. I loved him coming out a draft last year. Remember, I thought they reported that the Pistons kind of had, it sounded like the Pistons had like kind of traded for him or something like that. And then it turned out that they didn't trade for him. And he actually was headed to the Clippers. And then the Clippers got rid of him and all that type of stuff, So that broke my little soul last draft period. And people saying, well, yeah, he's going there. And I think he's a stud, bro. I think he could be a stud in this league, man. But people were saying, oh, CJ, he's he's not coming to Detroit. Oh, it broke my soul, man. It broke my little heart. But nonetheless, always been a fan of this game. I got traded to the Blazers the first offseason over there. Luka Garza, trash. Yesterday, trash. He beat the Blazers now. But, we seen yesterday from the Pistons, man, was start off with, let's do the honors with Jalen Duren. I mean, I never really thought to compare him to Sean Kemp, but Dwayne Casey seemed like he know what he's talking about. I don't know what the coaching disconnect is right now for him, but it seemed like he know what he's talking about. But really good on the mic. Might have a future career on the mic. But but man, that's a great comparison. I just was playing with Sean Kemp on NBA Jams, the first one on on Super Nintendo, like the Super Nintendo Classic. You just wanted to see him dunk with Sean Kemp, and you know what I'm saying. But yeah, he hadn't practiced with him. He said he stayed. Dwayne Casey said on the telecast that he was running. You know, he was running. Because he couldn't technically work with the team. He was running on the sideline and all that type of stuff, or running, away from the team. But it looked like for somebody that wasn't with the team, he looked pretty good. I mean, he came out instantly. They ran a play where, I think Killian had the ball at the top of the key. Jaden Ivey came down on a down cut. He started to attack the rim. Then he, got the defense to drive in. He threw a lob right to Jalen Duren. And, bruh, was it electricity? And a lot of people was against, a lot of people was against, they was against, kind of, or something. I don't say a lot of people was against drafting Jalen Duren, but they didn't really understand what we were saying. They was looking at a modern center, somebody can stretch the floor, shoot threes, but you see how explosive he is, and the impact that he can have. You know, um, that he can have on the team. You see it. Explosive jumper, good rebounder. I mean, he more athletic than I thought he was, to be honest. But in good wingspan, that's what you need. He's the youngest player in the league. He's 18 years old, won't be 19 until November. And off the rip, he made his presence felt. And they was throwing live to him like they knew him. Like they really, really been playing with him. So you see the impact he gonna have, but the difference between, him and a guy like um Andre Drummond, I think he's a little bit more explosive than Drummond, but defensively, he's better. He's farther ahead than Drummond was, and Drummond never was a great defender or a good defender. That was part of the problem. Offensively, it's gonna be about can he develop. He said Sean Kemp was a little bit further ahead of him when it came to shooting, but the way he could dominate the paint, he won't need to shoot. He won't need to shoot. So, but yeah, dude was impressive right off the rip. He hadn't even practiced with the team. He had 4 for 6 from the field. He played only 12 minutes. He had 1 rebound, 2 blocks. So he had 3 personal fouls. So that's probably gonna be his three personal fouls on 12 minutes. That's probably gonna be something that he gonna have to overcome. And that's how he gonna stay on the floor. One of the reasons he gonna stay on the floor. And then you talk about somebody like Isaiah Stewart. He looked like he slimmed down a little bit. Maybe I'm tripping. Draymond did it from high school, and when he got in Michigan State, when he got there, he had to slim down if he was gonna be a NBA player. And Draymond did. And I think Isaiah Stewart is kind of looking to do the same thing that Draymond Green did. Change his body, be more fleet of foot, and that's kind of really that's the template for him uh, to be athletic. He's going to have to work on ball handling, facilitating. His shooting stroke has got a lot more fluid. The release is quicker. He came out the shoots and hit a three, comfortable. But ball handling is going to have to be something he got to work on. Continue to move his feet as a defender. His feet getting lighter. His feet look a little bit better. So maybe there is some hope that he can get out there and be a four out there. And if he can get out there and continue to improve his fluidity and his shooting stroke and his ball handling and attacking off the dribble just a little bit, maybe he can stick around and be a four. But it's still a lot of work to be done for him to grow in that role. It's still a lot of work to be done to grow into that role. But he was 13 points. He had 4 fouls. He only played 30 minutes. 9 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block, 1 turnover. Shot 2 free throws, made them both. Only missed 2 shots from the field. He was 3 for 4 from three. So that 3-point stroke, he getting it. And Isaiah Thomas told us that he was coming. He said he's gonna have a breakout year, but his role is not gonna be his role is either gonna be a rotational center or this gonna have to work for him. He gonna have to move his feet, be a stretch forward, and if he can be a stretch forward and move his feet and guard the other fours of the day, and move his feet on the perimeter, he can dribble a little bit and continue to learn to pass a little bit, kind of do what Draymond can do. He already looked to be a better shooter than Draymond. Now it's about ball handling. Now it's about taking people off the dribble, developing a floater and all that type of stuff. He know how to finish at the bucket. But if he can grow into that stretch forward, man, that's gonna save the Pistons a lot of development time. Then they ain't gotta look for another guy like that. They're not going to look for another guy like that. So, but yeah, he looked good last night. Lean, fluid. Quick. But this is gonna be about getting out there, guard those type of guys. Guarding the stretch fours, guard some threes, some perimeter players. He headed definitely in the right direction for that. And like he headed in the correct direction for that. So looked pretty good. And then we say Killian for last that y'all like Killian so much. So I told y'all I didn't expect Jimmy Bohan didn't play, but Buddy Bohan played. Their father was there, coach of Syracuse. A lot of guys didn't play. K didn't play. Bay didn't play. So we'll see if we get some other guys in there. But we also said Gabriel Procida didn't play. I mean, don't expect him to play. I mean, Gabriel, don't expect him to play in summer league. He just there talking with the team. But Saban Lee had his moments. But Jaden Ivey, his performance was I think man, he almost I think he airballed, damn near airballed one of his shots, but I think I think it was big for him. I think you see what Paolo Brancho did. Jabari Smith had a good game. Caleb Houston had a good game. Shad Holmgren, Kenny Lofton Jr. A lot of these dudes have been having monster summer league games. Keegan Murray had his first summer league game was a monster summer league game, but he didn't disappoint. But I think he got off to a rocky start. I think you're gonna have to see the ball handling. We all knew that had to continue to it's gonna have to continue to get better. But once he settled in, man, he shot the ball pretty well, and I think his shooting form is still a work in progress. But it's more of a kind of a set shot like John Morant right now. But he shot the ball pretty well. He almost shot at 50%. He was 2 for 5 from three. but he hit some, he knocked down some open shots. Played a little fast, a little bit under control. Had a few turnovers, but you're gonna expect that from a young player. You know, he had 5 fouls, so you go, have to watch that. You get like 7 or 8 in the summer league. He had 5 fouls, 5 turnovers. Something he had to worry about. But he had 6 assists, 6 rebounds. He made all his free throws. He almost shot 50% from the floor. So so but yeah, it was a as the game went on, he got more comfortable. You notice when they started to get out and run, he looked pretty good in half court set. He drove, he made some boneheaded turnovers, but the game is just going to have to slow down. I think he was doing a little bit too much. I think he was doing a little bit too much. I think he was doing just a little bit too much. Early on. But when he settled down and they started running and he started getting a lot more patient, he started to, make some buckets. A lot of things started to kind of fall in place for him. So, that's kind of what you wanted to see. That's kind of what you wanted to see. So, um, but yeah, he looked good, man. I think for him, it's going to be about attacking under control. Continue to ball back, get better ball handling, continue to get better facilitation. And when you attack, stop and just take the mid range jumper. I think he need to watch a little Dwayne Wade. Stop, pop, shoot it sometimes. So when he learned to harness his speed, which he knows how to do it, but it's just a lot of pressure right now. But when he be able to, he drive, he able to stop, step back, oh jumper. He's a Jordan fan. He should be able to add that to his game. Attack, add a floater to his game. Once he start really adding that mid-range jumper and that floater to his game, it's gonna open up. It's gonna open up the lane for him. So that was the only thing you want to see him. The shoe stroke you see is coming along. Shot the ball well in a little open pro that he had with Clutch Sports. And like I said before, he didn't disappoint. He didn't let a treacherous start early on, mess him up. He had an early three, looked good. So, yeah, he's gonna continue to, you gotta continue to get better. But you see the speed, he played off the ball a little bit. He played on the ball a little bit. So, yeah, you like what you're seeing. And then, talk about somebody like Killian Hayes played 22 minutes. He had 6 personal fouls, red flag, red flag. Don't know why, but they was calling some ticky tacky stuff. They called a delay. They called a flagrant or technical for Jaden Ivey for dunking the ball and then just rolling it to the baseline. Like they was very aiming on some of they calls, but he shot 50% from threes, 1 for 3 from three. Early on, I like to see him a little bit on the ball, a little bit more early on. But him and Ivy kind of shared the ball, and he attacked the rim a couple times with tough, but I think he almost airballed his first 3-pointer too, but I just think it's the writing on the wall. A lot of people get mad because I call a spade about Killian Hayes, and they love bums in the city of Detroit. This is not a dominant performance. It wasn't a horrible performance, but he just don't have a future here. It don't look like as a defender. You're getting 6 personal fouls and six. He only had 2 turnovers, 6 personal fouls in the summer league game. He did attack with more ferocity. His ball handle looked a lot better. Um, he looked a lot more comfortable than the previous summer league that he played in. So I just, if they really talking about he need to dominate and do this and do better and do that, um, I don't even know if he's capable of doing that right now. And offensively, they asked Dwayne Casey doing the thing offensively. They want to see him, get better offensively. And then, like I said, the way he tacked the bucket, even in a couple misses early on in that game, I mean, he seemed to be more confident, more aggressive. But I just don't think on the scale that they own offensively, and he a little bit behind offensively. I think the writing on the wall when somebody bringing in Tyus Jones, Colin Sexton, Jalen Brunson, they brought in Jaden Ivey. They're writing on the wall, bro. Maybe he find a niche on the bench, but right now, he's just not where he need to be as a ball handler, as a shooter, as a scorer, as an offensive threat. So, I do think they don't exercise his qualifying offer, and he'll be around for another year. But like I said before, I just don't think he has the capabilities of being a great offensive player. So that's just my opinion on it. But I wouldn't call it a disappointment yesterday, but he got some things he need to build on. I just think it's a wrap for him in Detroit. I've been saying before they drafted him, because you've been hating on him before they drafted him. I already seen it before they drafted him, bro. This was common sense, honestly. But hey, it is what it is, man. Let me know what you girls and guys think. Check Detroit Piston Talk playlist out, man, and post game reaction playlist out. I think I got one of them. But yeah, they won. I really didn't care about if they won or lost. Honestly, I wanted to see the young players' livers. He didn't do much. Um, statistically, but yeah, I want to see some of the young players. And Duren, he exceeded my expectations. Didn't expect to see that much for him. Ivey, he started off a little slow. Hit that three, started off a little slow turnover, but did good. A lot of pressure with the other guys balling out there, and Killian wasn't bad, and saved Millian. So yeah, Isaiah Stewart looked good. So he trending in the right direction to play that fourth spot. So we'll see, man. But hey, check out Detroit Pistons Talk playlist. We got a post game reaction playlist. Check that out. Financial want to support the channel, Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link description. Rolling across your screen right now. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. All my information is in that link tree. Hit it up. Appreciate the love, support. Don't forget to check my main channel out right here on YouTube, Goodfella TV, for more sports, music, news, entertainment. Appreciate the love, support. One time for the one time. Peace.